Good morning, students. In today's class, we are going to learn algebraic methods of solving a pair of linear equations. So far, we learnt how we can represent a pair of linear equations both graphically and algebraically, and also we have learned how we can solve a pair of linear equations graphically, right? And we have learned how the solutions will be on looking at the graphical representation. In today's class, we are going to learn algebraic methods of solving. There are three methods actually, as I told in the introduction class: substitution method, elimination method, and cross multiplication method. As of now, cross multiplication method, due to this pandemic, they have removed from your syllabus. So let us keep it aside. Later I will brief you what is all about, because you should know. Now this year you have substitution and elimination method. In today's class we will see what is substitution method. These two methods, both the methods we are using in our everyday solving problems, but unknowingly you might be using it. So these two methods are going to be easy concepts, nothing new in this. First, let us see what is substitution method. In the substitution method, for example, if they give a pair of linear equations, what are we going to do? The name itself says we are going to substitute. What are we going to substitute? We are going to substitute the value of one variable from any one of the equation, and we are going to substitute in the other. That's it. Then we will get a linear equation in one variable, then we can very well solve for it. See, we have two linear equations. You can choose any one of the equation which you feel easier. So I am going with the second equation now. X plus 2y equal to 3. From this equation, try to extract the value of any one of the variable. It can be x or it can be y. If you want to extract the value for y, keep y alone one side and bring the remaining terms to the other side. So it will become 2y equal to 3 minus x. So y is 3 minus x divided by 2. Or if you wish, you need the value for x. So keep x alone one side and bring the remaining terms to the other side. It will become 3 minus 2y. Now we got x in terms of y and y in terms of x from the second equation. Now what you should do? Substitute this value in the first equation. If you feel this is easier, so substitute x is equals to 3 minus 2y in the place of x in the first equation. Then everything you will get in terms of y. Then you know how to solve it, right? Keep like terms alone in one side and bring the remaining terms to the other side and solve for y. Once you know the value of y, substitute in any of these two equations or here itself, so that you will come to know what is the value of x. Thus we can find the value of x and y. So this is the method to solve a pair of linear equations using substitution method. Let us solve few problems based on this method. Now let us solve one problem. This is exercise 3.3. First question, I am solving fifth subdivision because remaining sum seems to be simpler. So I am solving this. Root 2x plus root 3y is equal to 0. Root 3x minus root 8y is equal to 0. Don't get panic on seeing the coefficients, okay? Directly get into the problem. So you can choose any one of the equation. I here chosen the first equation. Root 2x is equals to, bring this root 3y to the other side, minus root 3y. I am going to write the value for x in terms of y. Again, for your convenience, you can write any variable in terms of the other. So if I want x, bring this root 2 to the other side. What will happen? Minus root 3 by root 2 y. So this is the value of x. Root 3 by root 2 I have written under 1 square root. If you feel this is convenient, okay, keep it as such, no problem. Now after finding one variable completely in terms of another variable, write this, substitute this in the other equation. From first equation only we derived the value, right? Now you have to substitute in the another equation. If you are going to derive it from the second equation, you have to substitute in the first equation. Now we will substitute this x value in the second equation, right? So what is our second equation? Root 3x minus root 8y equal to 0. So root 3, in the place of x we need to write the value of x. What is the value of x? Minus root 3 by 2 into y. minus root 8y equal to 0. Now what will happen? Multiply. My plus into minus is minus. Root 3 into root 3 will become 3 divided by root 2y, then minus root 8y equal to 0. This root 3 is only for this term, not for this. So don't multiply this root 3 with root 8. Many will make such kind of mistakes, so be careful. Now after multiplying this, what am I going to do? I need only y. So take the common terms out. So minus I have taken 3 by root 2, minus since I have taken it as common, this minus will become plus root 8 into y, because both the term have y equal to 0. Now what will happen? The problem has become so simpler since we have equal to 0, because any number multiplied by any variable equal to 0. If you bring this number to other side, what will happen? 0 divided by that number. Any number divided by 0 divided by any number will give you 0 only. So whatever it is, whatever complicated number it is, you don't want to bother. 0 divided by any sort of number will remain as 0 only. So y equal to 0, right? The question looks so complicated, but the answer is very simple. So after getting the y value, what you should do? Substitute in any of these three equations. I have named this as third equation. So you can substitute here, or you can substitute in any of these two equations as well. So now I am going to substitute the value of y in third equation. So in the place of y I have written 0 again. 0 multiplied by any number is again 0 only. So the value of x is also 0. So that's how we solved the pair of linear equations using substitution method, and we arrived at the answer, which is 0. X also 0, y also 0. Right? Hope you understood. Let us see another problem. Now let us see how we can solve the sixth problem. First equation is 3x by 2 minus 5y by 3 equal to minus 2, x by 3 plus y by 2 equal to 13 by 6. Again, on looking at the question, don't get panic. The question may look difficult, but try to solve step by step slowly. You can easily arrive at the solution. Now here I am started with the second equation. It's your wish. When I checked with both the equations, I found second equation to be simpler than first. So I started with the second. If you feel first equation, you can go ahead, right? So I have started with the second equation. X by 3 plus y by 2 equal to 13 by 6. Now I am interested in finding the value of x. So I brought this y by 2 to the other side. So plus y by 2, if I bring it to the other side, it will become minus y by 2. Now 13 by 6 minus y by 2. We are interested in only x, right? So bring this 3 also to the other side. So what will happen? These steps and all you have to do it carefully. This 3 is common for the entire term on your right hand side. So put your brackets. If you miss out these brackets, the entire calculation will go wrong. So 3 into 13 by 6 minus y by 2. And we can't do any sort of arithmetic operations unless and until we have a common denominator. Right? We can't perform addition or subtraction if we don't have a common denominator. So take common denominator, which means LCM. So 6 and 2, what is LCM? 6. Right? So here we have 6 as our denominator. So 13 minus, here we have only 2 as our denominator. So what should be multiplied here? 3. So 2 3s are only 6. So 3 into y, 3y. So 13 minus 3y divided by 6, inge 3 irukku. So this 3 is since common for the entire term, you can cancel this 3 and 6. How many times? 2 times. So we got the value of x is 13 minus 3y divided by 2. Right? You can have the x value like this also. It doesn't matter. What we did here, as much as we can simplify it, we are simplifying here only. So that while substituting in the another equation, we will find it easier. If you keep this value as such and if you substitute also, no problem. All these calculations you should do it there. Right? So whenever you are finding one variable in terms of the other, try to simplify it there only so that you will find it easier while substituting in the another equation. Now we derived the value of x from the second equation. I named it at third. Now what are we going to do? We are going to substitute the value of x in our first equation. Kindly remember this. You should not substitute in the same equation. If you substitute in the same equation, the equation will get satisfied. You won't get the answer. So substitute in the another equation. So we are going to substitute in the first equation. What is our first equation actually? 3 by 2x minus 5y by 3 equal to minus 2. So in the place of x, we are going to substitute this value. So 3 by 2 in the place of x, 13 minus 3y by 2 minus 5y by 3 equal to minus 2. This is what our equation. Only in the place of x we have substituted. Right? Now keep simplifying. What will happen now? Multiply this 3 to the numerator and multiply this 2 to the denominator. Again, simplification methods may vary from person to person. It is not necessary you should do like this only. You can do it as you wish, but adopt to the rules of the arithmetic operations and the BODMAS rules and all the basic rules, and you can proceed in your own way. Now what I have done here, I multiplied 3, and this also you should remember in previous classes also I have told this. When you have a fraction under multiplication, you have to multiply only once. The numerator should be multiplied with the numerator and the denominator should be multiplied with the denominator. The numerator should not multiply with numerator and denominator. Many will make these kinds of silly mistakes. So remember, numerator with numerator, denominator with denominator under multiplication. So I am multiplying this 3 with the numerator. So 3 into 13, 39. Minus 3 into 3, 9y divided by 2 2s are 4, minus 5y by 3 equal to minus 2. Then what I have done here is, to make the calculations easier, this is a common denominator. So this 4 is for 39 as well as for this 9y. So I have splitted the denominator and I have written 39 by 4 minus 9y by 4. Alright, common denominator means this is for both. Minus 5y by 3 equal to minus 2. Now our aim is to find y. So keep like terms together. I brought minus 2 to this side and minus 5y by 3 and minus 9y by 4 to the another side to make it positive. So 39 by 4 minus 2, if I bring it to the other side, it will become plus 2, and this minus 5 by 3 has become plus, and this also has become plus. What I have done in this step, I brought the like terms together. Y terms எல்லாம் ஒரு சைடும், constant terms இன்னொரு சைடும் I have brought, right? Now what you should do, take LCM and simplify. Here 4 is our LCM. Here it doesn't have any denominator, which means denominator is 1. To make our denominator as 4, what you should do, you have to multiply it by 4. So 4 2s are 8. Here 4 is our denominator, so 39 will stay as such. Here you have to take 12 as your denominator. So hope you all know how to take LCM. So multiply it by 4 and find 20y plus, here I am multiplying it by 3 since the denominator is 4, so 27y. Now add, I got 47 by 4 equals to 47y by 12. Now we need only y. So bring this 47 by 12 to the other side. What will happen? Already 47 by 4. If I bring 12 to the other side, it will come to the numerator. This 47 will come to the denominator. Simplify it, I got the value of y as 3. So simple, right? So we started with a complicated problem, but we got a very nice and beautiful answer, y is equals to 3. Now substitute this y equals to 3 in any of the equation. So I am going to substitute it in our third equation, which is the value of x. The value of x is 13 minus 3y divided by 2. See, 13 minus 3y divided by 2. So in the place of y, we are going to substitute the value 3. So 3 3s are 9, 13 minus 9 is 4, 4 divided by 2 is 2. So the value of x is 2. Thus we solved the pair of linear equations and we got wonderful answers, x equal to 2 and y equal to 3. So that's what I am repeating again and again. The method is very simpler. On looking at the question, don't get panic. Solve it step by step. You can easily arrive at the solution. Okay. Now let us see how we can solve the second problem. Solve two equations they have given and hence find the value of m for which y equal to mx plus 3. Here what they did, they asked you to solve a pair of linear equations and then they asked you to find the value of m. So what you should do, solve these equations and find the value of x and y. After finding the value of x and y, substitute here so that you can find what is your m. I'm going to leave this problem to you. Now we will move on to the third question. Form the pair of linear equations and find their solution by substitution method. So these kind of problems we have done in our previous exercises itself. We know when a situation is given how to frame the pair of linear equations. After framing it, we need to solve it by substitution method. Now let us see the first question. The difference between two numbers is 26 and one number is 3 times the other. Find them. See our third question. Difference between two numbers is 26 and one number is 3 times the other. Find them. So how we will make our assumption from the question. So they asked you to find the number. So our assumption should be, let the numbers be x and y, right? Our first statement which is given in the question is difference between two numbers is 26. So difference means what? Subtraction. X minus y equal to 26. Since they have given difference, your first number is a greater number. Remember, first number is our greater number. So x minus y equals to 26. Second statement is one number is 3 times the other. One number is 3 times the other. So what will be your equation now? One number, say x is equals to, this means equal to 3 times. So 3 times the other is y. Hope this will stand good because x only we have taken greater number. So 3 times the other number, obviously x will become greater number here, right? So this can also be written as x minus 3y equal to 0. This is your second equation. So we got two equations, x minus y equal to 26, x minus 3y equal to 0. After this, hope you know how to solve it by substitution method. Choose any one of the equation, write one variable in terms of the other and solve it and then substitute and get the answer for x and y, right? See the next question. The larger of two supplementary angles exceeds the smaller by 18 degrees. Find them. When we feel like only one statement is given, you have to check for some clue words and make your another equation. We have done problems of this kind also. If suppose it is given there are 10 students in a class and boys the count is exceeds the girls by 3, like that, then what we will do? X plus y equal to 10, we will make our first equation. The same way here, the larger of two supplementary angles exceeds the smaller by 18 degrees. They have given only one hint. But instead they told the two angles are supplementary. Supplementary means what? Sum of two angles is 180 degree. So using that we are going to make our first equation. Before that, make your assumption, find them. So let the angles be x and y. So x plus y equals to 180 is our first equation. Then our second equation, the larger of two, suppose take x, exceeds the smaller by 18, which means what? The difference between the two angles is 18, right? The larger of two angles exceeds the smaller by 18, or else x equals to 18 plus y. Then if you bring to y to the other side, it will be x minus y equals to 18. Exceeds means more, right? You can take it in the two way. If you want directly, you can write x minus y equals to 18, or else x equal to 18 plus y, then bring y to the other side. So this is our second equation. So from this, you can easily solve for x and y by finding one variable in terms of the other and substituting in the other equation, right? Hope you can do this. Now let us see your fourth subdivision. First, see, the taxi charges in a city consist of a fixed charge together with the charge for the distance covered. Understand it properly. It consists of a fixed charge together with the charge for the distance covered. So what does it mean? Normally in call taxis and all, they will have some fixed charge for the first few kilometers, and added to that they will charge for the for further kilometers, right? The same way this taxi charges, for example, if you hire a taxi, they will fix some charge, say rupees 50. Then along with that, for every kilometer they are charging some amount, right? So the taxi charges in a city consist of a fixed charge together with the charge for distance covered. For a distance of 10 kilometer, the charge paid is rupees 105. So a person is traveling for 10 kilometer and he pays rupees 105. This 105 includes that fixed charge plus charge for 10 kilometer. Similarly, another person for a journey of 15 kilometer, he pays 155 rupees. Again, this 155 includes this fixed charge plus the charge for this 15 kilometer. Now, what are the fixed charges and the charge per kilometer? And how much does a person have to pay for traveling a distance of 25 kilometer? As I told you, make your assumption from the question. They asked you to find the fixed charge and charge per kilometer. So, let the fixed charge be X and the charge per kilometer be Y. Right? So, how you will make your equation here? Let us see. Now see, we have taken the fixed charge as X and the charge per kilometer as Y. Therefore, first equation, how will you make? For 10 kilometer traveling, he charged 105 rupees, which includes the fixed charge plus the charge for 10 kilometer. So, how will you make the fixed charge X plus the charge for 10 kilometer? Per kilometer, we have taken it as Y. So, for 10 kilometer, it will be 10Y. So, X plus 10Y equal to 105. The same way, for traveling 15 kilometer, he paid 155 rupees. This 155 includes fixed charge plus charge for 15 kilometer. So, how will you write? Fixed charge is X plus charge for 15 kilometer is 15Y, which is equals to 155. Thus, we got two equations. Now, you know how to solve this, right? After solving this, you will come to know what is X and Y, which means how much fixed charge and how much is the charge per kilometer. But they didn't stop the question with this. They have given you one more question. See, how much does a person have to pay for traveling a distance of 25 kilometer? So now the kilometer is 25. They asked you to find the total cost. So how will you frame your equation here? You have to find out what is X plus 25Y, the fixed charge plus the charge of 25 kilometer. You know what is the value of X and Y, right? So substitute in that and get the answer. See, for 25 kilometer, charge for 25 kilometer, how will you frame your equation, which is the fixed charge plus the charge for 25 kilometer, which is equals to, after finding the value of X and Y, substitute here and find the answer, right? See the fifth question. A fraction becomes 9 by 11 if 2 is added to both the numerator and the denominator. If 3 is added to both numerator and the denominator, it becomes 5 by 6. Find the fraction. So, find the fraction. So, what will be your assumption? Let the fraction be X by Y, because fraction means it should have a numerator and denominator, right? So, we are going to take the fraction as X by Y. Now, if 2 is added to both numerator and the denominator, the fraction becomes 9 by 11. Therefore, X plus 2 divided by Y plus 2 equals to 9 by 11. See, 2 is added to both numerator and the denominator. So, X plus 2 divided by Y plus 2 equals to 9 by 11. The second is 3 is added to both numerator and denominator. The fraction becomes 5 by 6. Now, how will you solve it and make it as a linear equation? By cross multiplying. Cross multiply it. 11 into X plus 2 equals to 9 into Y plus 2. So, 11X plus 22. You have to multiply each and every term, equals to 9Y plus 18. So, 11X minus 9Y equals to 18 minus 22. So, which is nothing but 4. So, 11X minus 9Y equals to 4 is your first equation. Similarly, you can solve for your second equation. 6 into X plus 3 equals to 5 into Y plus 3. So, 6X plus 18 is equals to 5Y plus 15. So, 6X minus 5Y equals to 15 minus 18, which is minus 3. 6x minus 5y equal to minus 3 is your second equation. So once you find the equation, you can find the solution by substitution method, right? See the last question. 5 years hence, the age of Jacob will be 3 times that of his son. Then 5 years ago, Jacob's age was 7 times that of his son. What are their present ages? So present ages they asked. So assume the present ages as your variables x and y. See, let the present age of Jacob and his son be x and y respectively. Now I told you already, whenever you have age related question, if you have the word hence, it is future. You have to add that number to the present ages. If you have the word ago, it is past tense. So you have to subtract that many years from the present ages. Right? Now first it is given 5 years hence, which means take the present age of Jacob and his son and add 5 to both, because 5 years hence, 5 years after. So I am adding 5 to both x and y. After that, the age of Jacob, this is the age of Jacob, will be means equals to 3 times that of his son. So 3 times means multiplication of his son's age. Of his son's age is 5, y plus 5. So 3 should be multiplied with the entire y plus 5. You should not say this y is Jacob's son's age. No. After 5 years, son's age is going to be y plus 5. So entirely y plus 5 should be multiplied by 3. Hope you understood. You should not multiply this 3 only with y. Right. Now simplify it. X plus 5, which is equals to 3y plus, again this 3 should be multiplied with this 15. So x minus 3y equals to 15 minus 5. So x minus 3y equals to 10 is your first equation, right? Next they have given you 5 years ago. So 5 years ago. 5 years ago means from the present ages of Jacob and his son, you have to subtract 5. This is the procedure to solve age related problem. First see what sort of age they are talking about. Present, future or past. Accordingly you have to proceed your problem. Since it's ago, I have subtracted. Then they are saying Jacob's age was equals to 7 times that of his son. So 7 multiplied by this. So this will become x minus 5, 7y minus 7 5s are 35. So this is x minus 7y, which is equals to minus 35 plus 5. Minus 5, if I bring it to the other side, it will become plus 5. So x minus 7y equals to minus 30 is your second equation. Thus we arrived at both the equations. Now simplify it using substitution method and get your solution. Right? Thus we have completed the exercise 3.3, the substitution method of solving a pair of linear equation. So today's homework is, in the first question do second and fourth subdivision and do the second problem and third problem fully. In the third question I have given the linear equation for all the problems. You have to just solve it and find the solution. So you have to complete all the problems and post it in the group without fail. Okay, if you have any doubts, contact me. Thank you, students.